if I want to be that, and I know I'll go down in history, I'll look back in 20 years and be like, yeah, the reason why we watching women's basketball is not just because of one person, it's because of me too, and I want y'all to realize that.
According to Barbie, she is the reason people are watching the WNBA. She is the reason that people are paying $16 to watch the Chicago Bravado play the Phoenix Masculines later today. What a matchup! The Bravado.
Angel Reese left out of All-Star Top 10, a shocking snub that's shaking the WNBA. Stop the presses. Angel Reese not cracking the top 10 in the WNBA All-Star votes? Seriously, for a moment. You might think the universe just glitched. Did fans suddenly forget how to vote? Did her jump shot miss the ballots as much as her defenders miss rebounds? Because something is definitely not adding up here. Social media is an absolute meltdown. Twitter timelines are flooded, Instagram stories are blowing up, and group chats across the country are roasting the WNBA voting system in real time. Some are calling it a straight-up robbery, others are spinning wild conspiracy theories. One thing's for sure, the hype train that's been carrying Angel Reese all season just derailed at full speed. How did we get here? Angel Reese isn't just a basketball player, she's a walking headline, a cultural icon, and a fierce competitor who brings grit, energy, and swag to every game. She's been stacking double-doubles like it's her side hustle, igniting crowds with her intensity and becoming a face of the league whether the traditionalists like it or not. But the All-Star vote spice cold. It's not just the absence of her name in the top 10 that's raising eyebrows. It's the silence around it. The shade isn't loud, it's quiet. It's the kind of shade that lingers, the kind that makes you ask, was this personal? Did fans overlook her because of recent on-court controversies? Did the haters finally get their wish? Or is this just the byproduct of a fan base that can't handle confidence when it comes wrapped in unapologetic swagger? Maybe Angel Reese is an all-star in attitude, in energy, in culture, but apparently, according to the ballots, not yet on the official stage. But don't get it twisted. This isn't the end. If anything, this is just more fuel for the fire. You can bet Angel's going to hear the noise, feel the snub, and use it as jet fuel every time she steps on the court. The conversation isn't dying down anytime soon. Let the chaos begin.
The cap of caps. For the better part of 2 years, maybe even 3 years, the mainstream media has been trying to convince us that Angel Reese is a huge star. Some in the media even do investigative journalism and claim that Angel Reese is the face of the WNBA because she leads the league in followers on social media, along with missed layups and a complete lack of athleticism.
Angel Reese's all-star snub, the plot twist we all saw coming. Angel Reese not even cracking the top 10 in the WNBA All-Star rankings? Let's be real, this isn't some earth-shattering revelation. In fact, it's the plot twist everyone low-key expected, whether they admit it or not. It's like watching one of those action movies where the villain's hanging from a helicopter, delivering a 5-minute monologue. With dramatic music in the background, you know exactly what's about to happen, but you're still glued to the screen, popcorn in hand, eyes wide, pretending you didn't see it coming. This was that moment. Fans, media, and casuals alike could feel this from miles away. The writing wasn't just on the wall, it was spray-painted in neon lights. The All-Star Game has always been a mix of fan love, popularity, and sometimes, let's be honest, politics. And in a year where Angel Reese has ruffled feathers, challenged narratives, and unapologetically played her brand of basketball, it's almost as if the system was already gearing up to leave her on the outside looking in. What's wild is not that she missed the cut, the real shocker, that people genuinely expected her to make it. Sure, she's been a walking double-double, sure, she's one of the most talked about players in the league, sure, she's packing stadiums and lighting up timelines every game night. But all-star voting isn't always about stats and storylines. Sometimes it's about who the world is ready to embrace, and let's be honest, some folks just aren't ready for Angel Reese yet. The vibe, it's not disappointment, it's confirmation. It's the silent nod from people who knew the machine wouldn't quite put her in just yet. And maybe that's the point. Maybe the all-star votes don't validate her. Maybe she's already an all-star in the spaces that matter, the culture, the headlines, the next generation's playlists. This isn't her moment yet. But that's the thing about plot twists. They don't just end stories, they set up sequels, and Angel Reese, her sequel's coming.
One reason why Mr. Dennis Rodman never got the backlash that Miss Angel Reese is getting, because there is no athlete in the history of sports that have come into a professional league and proclaimed themselves to be the best or to be the reason why people are watching this league now. No athlete has ever done that. Not even Caitlin Clark, which we know that is the reason why we watch the WNBA. But you never hear Caitlin Clark say, I am the reason why we are watching the WNBA. LeBron James came into the league. You know what they nicknamed him? They nicknamed him the King. He didn't give himself that nickname. They proclaimed him to be the next one. And what's crazy is in the beginning of LeBron James' career, they said he was too nice. They said he wasn't cocky enough. There's a thing that we love about great athletes. It's called humility. It's a modest or low view of one's importance.
Angel Reese's rocky start, a season that's been anything but smooth. Let's not sugarcoat it. Let's call it exactly what it is, Angel Reese's start to the season. Rougher than a gym floor burn on a bad landing, it's the kind of beginning that has fans scratching their heads, coaches reaching for blood pressure meds, and commentators pausing mid-sentence wondering if they just watched a highlight or a blooper reel. Because if we're being brutally honest, the only thing Angel Reese has consistently delivered this season is, well, inconsistency. One night she's flashing that superstar potential, snagging boards, finishing through contact, showing flashes of why she's one of the most talked about players in the game. And then, like flipping a switch, she's missing open layups, throwing up bricks from mid-range like she's auditioning for a construction crew, and playing defense that, no offense, sometimes looks more like an interpretive dance routine than a locked-in defensive stance. Her highlight reel on shuffle, honestly, it could double as a comedy sketch. One moment she's dropping a beautiful putback bucket, the next she's fumbling an easy pass out of bounds like someone pressed the wrong button in a video game. It's almost like she's trying to keep everyone guessing, and not always in the good way. And while it's easy to throw shade, it's also fair to recognize that she's a rookie navigating the highest level of competition under one of the biggest microscopes women's basketball has seen in years. The pressure, the expectations, the headlines, they're all part of the weight she's carrying into every game. But at the end of the day, the scoreboard doesn't care about hype. What does care? Her coach's blood pressure. Because watching Angel's current season probably feels like riding a roller coaster blindfolded. You know the drops are coming, you just don't know when. Is this a permanent slump? Probably not. Angel Reese has too much grit, too much talent, and too much competitive fire to stay in this rut forever. But right now, the ride is still bumpy, the consistency is still missing, and the all-star talk? That's on pause until she starts stringing together performances that match the headlines. There's still time, there's still hope, but for now, even her biggest fans might need a seatbelt and a stress ball.
It's garbage. Golly. Man, Angel Reese with a triple single, 9 points, 2 assists, 2 rebounds. She was a minus 25. She was 1 for 1 from the field, and it was a three-pointer. She shot 100% from the field. She made it 3, 6 of 6 from the free throw line. 9 points, 2 assists, 2 rebounds. Terrible game. Minus 25. Man, the Sky, bro, I don't know what y'all gonna do. Y'all like the punching bag between the Sky and the Connecticut Sun.
The All-Star votes spoke loudly, and Angel Reese was nowhere to be found, and then came the votes. Oh, the votes, cold, honest, and unapologetically brutal. When the ballots were finally tallied and the top 10 names were revealed, Angel Reese's name was nowhere in sight, not at the bottom, not clinging to the edge. Not even a courtesy spot to say, hey, we see your hustle. Just gone, like she vanished from the All-Star conversation entirely. And the silence that followed, it echoed louder than any stat line she's put up this season. There was no polite nod from the voters, no you've got potential seat at the table, no we appreciate the grind slot just to save face. It was complete absence. It was as if the universe collectively decided to pretend she wasn't even an option. Like she evaporated not just from the leaderboard, but from All-Star relevance altogether. And yet, somehow, people acted stunned, shocked, outraged even. As if vibes alone were supposed to carry her into the top 10. As if charisma, media attention, and viral moments were enough to buy her a ticket to the big stage. As if the force of her personality could magically override the ballots. But this wasn't about vibes, this wasn't about headlines. This was about votes, and the votes told the truth, brutally. Quietly, relentlessly. What's wild is how many people convinced themselves that momentum, hype, and a couple of flashy double-doubles could cover the cracks in her game. That the story, not the stats, would punch her all-star ticket. But all-star ballots don't care about Instagram followers, they don't care about TikTok edits or mic'd up moments. They're ink on paper, cold, unforgiving, and this time, they were a mirror no one wanted to look into. Angel Reese is still a star in the making. She's still a force, but the votes made one thing crystal clear. The league is going to need More than energy, more than charisma, more than viral clips, it's going to need results. And maybe that's the toughest part of all.
Now, guys, y'all saw what happened with Angel Reese. It took her 36 minutes to get it. And as soon as she got it, all these records, right? And why can't I celebrate it? The night before, she was just crashing out on social media, talking about all the fans who hate her because she cute, hate her because of her rebound. And then what got to her was the whole me bounds thing, where people are saying that most of her rebounds come off her shots. Y'all, if y'all watch this channel, y'all have probably seen, her social media take on that night before the game.
Angel Reese's harsh reality check, from face of the league to fighting to keep up. This is the same Angel Reese who, not that long ago, boldly declared that she was the reason people were tuning into women's basketball. She wasn't just another player in the WNBA, no, in her mind, she was the WNBA. She didn't join the league to chase greatness. She arrived with the belief that the league was already trailing behind her, trying to catch up, but then the season tipped off, and reality, it didn't exactly stick to her script. Because while drawing attention to the sport is powerful, it doesn't mean much when those eyes, all those millions of eyes, are watching you brick to 411 from the floor on national television. Suddenly, being the main attraction isn't as sweet when you're the one under the microscope. When every misstep, missed shot, and mental lapse is broadcast in HD. If people really came to watch women's basketball because of Angel Reese, they're now watching it the way people watch horror movies, through their fingers. Nervously peeking, bracing for what might go wrong next. Each game has started to feel like a suspense thriller. Fans aren't leaning forward in excitement, they're holding their breath, waiting. Hoping that this will be the game where she finally snaps out of it, where the rhythm clicks. Where the player they bought into shows up, spoiler alert. They're still waiting, and here's where the brutal irony comes in. While Angel was out front campaigning to be the face of the league, proudly, publicly, unapologetically, other players were quietly earning that spotlight. Caitlin Clark, for example, didn't have to declare anything. She didn't need to tell people she was the draw. She showed it. Clark has been hacked, fouled, shoved, bumped, targeted, and dragged through some of the most physical games the league's seen this season, and yet, she still manages to operate like she's playing chess while everyone else is doing TikTok dances. She's adapting, reading defenses, elevating her team, and proving her worth possession after possession. Angel Reese, right now, she still looks like she's buffering. Like her game is stuck loading while the rest of the league has already pressed play. There's time to flip the script, but the clock's ticking, the fans are watching. And the WNBA isn't waiting for anyone to catch up, not even the self-proclaimed face of the league.